we're waiting in our own feed. I'm gonna go ahead and share it on Discord too.
Yeah, I'm curious how it'll show the chat. I don't know if it'll just be filtering.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll be right back.
All right.
Nice squeaky. Why is it so squeaky?
It's under tension. It's plastic. You're like old man Beeler right now.
Why is your screwdriver so squeaky and also get off my lawn?
What I love though is I don't have that. I think it's like the T30 thing, so I'm just using a flathead.
Oh man, the Discord people are jumping in. I don't like how the names don't match up.
Oh,
Discord.
ask the Discord people if this is showing
They can
up.
hear you.
Hey, Discord people. Well, I didn't know if you could also see the chat side, but
I can
ask
see
them
the
if
chat.
this
It
is
goes
showing
by
up as
really
like
quick.
normal widescreen YouTube, or is it in YouTube Shorts?
Yeah, if anyone heard Kevin, we're trying to figure out how to do YouTube better lives in widescreen. So we want to make sure that you can hear and that also it shows up visually properly. What's wrong now?
It doesn't even have the retainer. They just rammed the thing on top.
Oh, well, if it fits, it ships or something.
What the hell?
I saw a comment popping up about what these servers are used for. These are the Supermicro blades. You can actually see if Kevin when he moves his left arm, you can see the blade chassis in the background there. That's a setup for 1, 2, 3, 10 of these double wide blades. So all the way back here, and we actually have a nice long form video of this guy with the H100s in it. So if you want to check that out, it's probably called like NVIDIA H100 blade chassis server or something. Anyway, that's this guy. We're swapping out new CPUs for that. You're not going to use the fancy wipes?
Well, I use the fancy wipes after I take off the big globs.
Yeah, Noctua sent us a bunch of goop, but they also and fans, but they sent these wipes that we actually thought was maybe a little silly, but it turns out they're exceedingly useful and actually really good. So they sent us thermal paste syringes and wipes that'll help us get the goop off, and then you guys can all make fun of Kevin for his thermal paste application.
I'm not entirely surprised by the fact that it doesn't even have the retainer on it, but that's weird.
What are we doing with all the old ones?
Giving away on Discord. Probably returning them. Yes, my thermal paste application is like playing a game of Snake on an old Nokia phone.
And it's actually nice and quiet in here since we've moved the one streaming server downstairs. I think we've got a chair, Dylan. Dylan's sitting on the floor administering servers. I'm just going to get a photo. If you hold that kind of closer or like, sure. So the Intel ones don't come with a fancy torque wrench like AMD EPYC CPUs, right?
Well, the fancy torque wrench came out of a AMD engineering lab. They don't ship with your CPUs.
Well, we have it shipped, or it came with anyway, the Ryzen Threadripper. It was in the packaging for the box.
I think it still says engineering lab on the back. It's like little screams of pain.
If you want Noctua wipes, you know where to order them. We're not parting with any of our wipes. How many blades are you doing today?
We just need to do two. Oh, I'll probably do all three.
All three. We have 5 total blades, though.
2 have already been upgraded.
So there's 3 more that need the CPUs upgraded, but we also need to yank the GPUs and put them in too, right?
Yeah.
While we're here?
Probably.
Well, it's like do or do not, right?
Well, we can. Could probably make things easier.
Well, we need to get the GPUs moved over today, so I'm just...
Wait, I'm just not putting the GPUs on this table right now as I'm doing this stuff.
The CPU swap is easy. It's the 4-cent piece of plastic bending it back into place that's the hard part.
Yeah. Here we go.
So the reports are in the chat that the widescreen seems to be working
Can we
adequately.
see the discussion on that little screen?
No, it pops up and then goes away. It's easier to have a different screen entirely. So Kevin's uncabling now 2 of the NVIDIA H100s that are in the 4U Supermicro box. Okay. It's probably just more bubble drinks or something.
I'm trying to remember how the hell this thing came out. It's like there's screws and rivets, and then also some if you take out, the thing just folds apart.
So this is the perfect video for all the people at their IT admin job that should be doing their job with replacing parts, and instead they're watching you replace parts.
Yeah. What I love is realizing all the screws that aren't in the right spots. Let's do both first.
The H100's back in his comfy blade home.
Yeah, some of these have the standoffs on them. Some of them don't have it installed.
Regarding the hearing protection question, Kevin's currently wearing foam earplugs. I am not. It's actually pretty silent in here.
Silent but deadly
It's
after my chili.
You know, people will see this later.
Oh, yeah.
But we've got most of the gear up here off at the moment as we're migrating some things over. As soon as this blade chassis fires up, though, it is not quiet. So hearing protection is generally recommended. I'm so old and deaf, it doesn't matter
Wait, where the hell did my other screw go?
for me. Yeah, Kevin sometimes forgets when we're broadcasting that people can actually hear his words and that it'll probably be saved in perpetuity. What are you hunting for?
There's one extra of these screws.
Like you have one in your hand that went in that blade initially?
No, that I had 2 over here. As you were moving back and forth, I think you might have knocked one on the floor.
You're blaming me?
Yes.
I would have heard it go clink.
It's too loud in here, and you're hard of hearing.
I am hard of hearing. The internet is forever. It'll forever remember Kevin's comments about his chili for lunch, canned chili.
Stampede chili or whatever.
Storage Review pays so well that Kevin's maximum lunch budget is like $1.29 of Kroger chili.
It's delicious. Not sure if this was that right screw, because it's a thread pitch that. Oh. You got magnetically picked up.
Oh, so it wasn't my fault after all.
No, but there was a screw in the spot that you were standing, so you had to be blamed.
There's always a screw in the spot where anyone is standing in our lab.
No, I usually throw them way towards the wall.
All right, so blade 1, or 3, I guess, is done. Back into the chassis he goes. So each one of these 4 across the top is going to end up holding an H100 and then the new Emerald Rapids CPU inside. So that guy is loaded. And then we will do the same operation on this fella. Get this guy the new CPU. And away it goes. We sure we don't want to put one of these PHY cards in there instead of the H100?
I don't think we want to go back in time on these.
When we give this back to Supermicro, if we put these in and kept the H100s, do you think they would notice? Like, what guys? You sent 4 GPUs, we sent 4 back.
Wonder if we could swap the cover over.
Just paint it gold. Get some awful Rust-Oleum from Home Depot.
It would be a good joke if they had the sense of humor on there.
I suspect they would not find that to be that funny.
God, the bill or the cease and desist would be
Right.
delightful. Do you think this one has a caddy? Or retainer?
Oh, for the CPU?
Yeah.
Jordan's not here, just Brian and Kevin today. Jordan's administering via chat, I think.
Huh, has a retainer. And it's the wrong retainer. This is one for the thicker stuff. So if you look at where it's holding on, well, I mean, they can't see. This is for you to convey.
Yeah.
That little notch is a little bit below. It's just, yeah. Yeah, you can tell these things come out of an engineering lab. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Jordan has texted me. He's requesting that the 4U server get refilled with A6000s at your earliest convenience. I informed him we probably have to find them.
Yes.
Did you remember to put thermal paste on the last one?
I believe so. Because I made my comment on old Nokia games of Snake.
I got an alert that they're preparing for internet outages due to the storm. What storm are we having?
There's a storm, I think, across the Northeast, but
I don't think, yeah, but the storm is like 1 to 3 inches. I don't think we're getting any.
like outages for wireless service or
Internet.
one of it, like, are they? Is it like a broadband thing or a?
I don't know. I didn't read very closely.
Is my fax machine going to be online?
Hopefully you'll still be able to access your BBS. So it took server 2022 on the thin client?
Yeah, I had to bully it to make it feel right the first time.
Well, Kevin's putting that together. Another project Dylan's on the floor working on over here. Oh, hold on. Is that's a brand new HP Elite T755? T755. It's a thin client, but what's pretty interesting about it is it's got two SSD slots, 32 gig of RAM on board, and an embedded 6-core, 12-thread AMD CPU. So we've we can put that back in.
Yeah.
But we're the young man's got Windows Server 22 on it. We're going to see if we can turn it into a pretty beefy virtualization host for Home Lab. So while that thin client just came out this week, or maybe even in the US isn't announced yet, in 5 years when it's $100 on eBay, we'll show you Home Labbers what you'll be able to do with it. Some future version of yourself. It's kind of unfortunate that the investment in blades has sort of gone by the wayside.
Well, I mean, a lot of them had that downside where the evolution of networking grew so fast that you had platforms stuck in like 10 gig when most other things were going to like 25 gig. Or the shift from PCI Gen 3 to 4, and if you're not, it required a lot of little pieces to get updated, and
Yeah, I like these, the Supermicro ones that have been modified for liquid cooling are pretty neat when they have the whole rack of these things with the board cables coming out the front and running around to the...
enjoyed the Vertex stuff. Would have been pretty, or no, the Dell FX where you had 4 nodes and a 2 chassis. That's the thing I really wish would have
Well, they still have that MX platform that's got loadable servers, but I don't know. And then there was the Cisco
UCS
X.
Mini. There was
No.
anything except Mini.
UCSX, which was modular with blades and had the potential to put storage and even GPUs in there, but I don't really see people talking about those a lot.
I think they served a role, but the market kind of evolved too fast for where those things were. And then you're not really sticking GPUs in most of those early blades. They didn't really have the space for them.
Not the early ones, no. Well, what you really need to do, I think, is have, if you're going to do something like that, a disaggregated GPU node might be the way to go at it, or multi-GPU node, where you could assign them to the blades over the IB network.
Fungible would have been pretty fun with that.
Fungible, well, I mean, Liquid's doing, a version of that.
Yeah.
But in a mainstream platform that doesn't require,
Fungible would have gotten there because they could have. I mean,
well,
you could use their tech over.
They were
one.
definitely there, and now that's what Azure. That was Azure that bought them, right? Or Amazon? Azure.
Yeah. Well,
Shit, I couldn't-
Microsoft, but
Right. You gonna blame me for missing screws again?
no, I have an extra one.
Good thing you didn't have girls like to build dollhouses for them and end up with a bunch of extra dollhouse parts, and then on Christmas they go to play with it. Daddy, my dollhouse fell apart.
No, that's when you start just you go to your random box of screws for your extra one. Like you don't know where the extras came from; they just appeared.
Kevin would probably assemble a dollhouse with like double-sided tape and a glue gun. Just get
Glue
it
gun,
done.
yes.
Just get it done. All right, so blade number 4 is complete and in. So those top 4 have all been upgraded with Emerald Rapid CPUs, and the top 4 all have H100 GPUs in them. And we've got one blade left, and this guy is a double Intel blade, so the GPU servers only have one CPU. This one has no GPU, but it has 2 CPUs. And Supermicro actually has, I don't know, a dozen different blades. These are all the double wide single height, but they've got single wide double height, and they've got all sorts of other configurations inside, a bunch of different storage configurations too. So you're hitting these also with new
Yeah.
CPUs? Are they all the same part number?
Yeah.
What are they, or what's the core count? Do you know offhand?
I don't know. I haven't looked at it. I just know they're identical.
All right, I think Jordan posted it in the comments, but they should all be matching. Yeah, part of the reason why the blade chassis is so loud is that there are no fans inside these individual nodes. So you have to create a dramatic amount of pressure in the back of the system to drag air all the way across.
Well, yeah, and you'll get some pretty inventive designs where, like Cisco and others, you'll have, when you take a blade out, there's a shutter that comes down to make sure that it's not drawing in too much air from that open slot.
Right, these guys have blanks that are designed to perform that job
Yeah.
as well. Whose heatsink is this?
That definitely went to something.
Like it's a 1U. Are you hitting the boot button after you do this last swap?
I'm going to plug it in.
Well, that'll be enough. You don't.
Yeah, I don't
That'll
really
be
want
enough to
these-
make it yell.
Yes, I bring out the paper towel to wipe off the severe excess first.
The big pull out. All right, I gotta jump on this in video. I guess just hit the stop.
Well, tell people you're leaving. I'm still here, but I won't be talking as much probably.
I've got to jump on a call. So Kevin's going to finish swapping out the 2 CPUs on this node. Then you're going to plug it in.
I'll slide it in and then I'll turn on the chassis. I don't intend to power these things on though.
Well, as
Jordan
soon
can
as
do
you
that
plug in the
overnight.
chassis, it's going to go make loud noises.
Yeah.
So we'll do that, and then we'll cut off the video for today. But hoping you guys enjoy this behind-the-scenes look at the day-to-day, the not so thrilling, but oh so necessary day-to-day in the Storage Review Lab.
Okay, last one is done. It's going back into the chassis, and hopefully this thing is functional when Jordan hits it tonight.
Left it on the table.
What?
Left it just pointing at the
Oh, well, yeah, I was carrying the blade.
Yeah.
I like the IOU notes.
What does it say? IOU1 GPU.
My DRAM belongs to Lenovo.
Oh, the system left us a note to tell
Yeah, because
where its DRAM goes.
we moved around some stuff.
Well, you better put the Post-it back on the right system before we forget.
We know what it is because that's the system we also had to build with our own boot drive.
We do need to get the new hoodies photographed and up too.
Yeah, actually. We have some alcohol wiped down. I don't really want to put a hoodie on and get like coated in thermal paste.
Yeah, so forever, sorry. For everyone that enjoys our bonk magnets, we just got our first order of this in hoodie size, hooded tee. So it's a lightweight hooded tee, organic cotton blend.
I think we used the last of our rubbing alcohol, so I think it's clean.
So just to recap, before we head out on this video, we recently did a review on this guy. This is the 4U kind of universal GPU server with the add-in card support. So this will do, depends on the GPUs you want to use, but 8 or 9 GPUs, add-in card. If you want to do the small ones like an L4, you can do, I don't know, many more. Only 4 NVMe drives, though the rest are all SATA. It just kind of depends on your use case and to the utility of the storage you want to have there. We swapped in the blade chassis here. We've got 4 of the GPU servers. We took all the H100s out of here, put them back in these 4 nodes on the top, so that each one of those has an H100 in it. And those can be addressed as individual compute nodes, or there's some ways you could do aggregation to get access to all 4 of the GPUs. So we've got some options working there that are pretty cool. So Kevin was mostly today putting the new Emerald Rapids CPUs in those nodes. These all have single CPUs. This one down here, node 5, has twin Emerald Rapids. That was the last one he did. So those are all upgraded and ready to go for some more work. So that's going to get going here and get very loud. So we'll probably conclude our live now on that, and we'll find some more stuff to jam in the add-in card server down here and keep that going. But these Supermicro platforms have been super flexible for us as we're playing with our own models in the lab, which we've got much more coming on. So check that out. If you're not already in the Discord, get in there, discord.gg/storage review. where we're talking about this and even giving access to many of you guys in the chat to play with these systems and not break them this time, all right? Crimson, talking to you, buddy. So stay tuned to all of that, and thanks for chilling with us on this live on this Thursday afternoon. Thanks again. We'll see you soon.